What is up, Sideways fam? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, the Mercedes is still on the lift right now. The hood is on, and we're gonna go ahead and jump right into what we're doing right now. We went ahead and finished, or almost finished, fabbing up the radiator setup right now. So we got the E-fans on, we got the shroud, I'll show it to you right now. And then basically, we gotta work on a little bit of downpipe today. We gotta go ahead and start with the wiring, and I think we're getting started in this video, so let's get in it. So right here, we got a brand new aluminum S chassis radiator. We got our dual 12-inch fans and our full shroud that's insulated. So it's gonna work great. We went ahead and went with the KA style. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is, pretty cool how everything all fits. So we went ahead and already did all the intercooler piping that you guys saw last time. Everything's kind of mocked up and already done. We've already gone ahead and fabbed up the bracket for the radiator. And then what we're gonna do is up here, we're gonna be running like a notch in the support up here to be able to hold the radiator up here. We're gonna make some adjustments to these, but we're pretty close. So let me get all this stuff lined up so I can show you how it looks. We can start cutting the neck, welding all that up, and get this thing started. All right, guys, so I wanted to show something real quick. So back here where the starter's at, you can see we're actually hitting and the starter's not seating. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to go ahead and raise this mount up, you know, 1/4 of an inch or whatever, just to have a thin line in between here and here. Even though the measurement was dead on and everything was good to go, we didn't take into account the starter sticks out that way. This is the JDM starter. The USDM starter is actually even bigger. So either the engine has to come up a shit ton, or we just kind of slightly kilter the engine this way, which, I mean, kind of just is what it is. I mean, it's a custom car, you know, there's no other starter option. There isn't one that comes over the top like an AE86. So you're gonna have to just kind of do what you gotta do. I'm not gonna hammer the starter. I don't wanna do a bunch of crazy like that or start shaving stuff down or hammering things. Like, we're already in the vehicle. Just obviously for next time, we need to make sure and put down, you know, needs JDM starter, and we're gonna have to shave the steering box, or, you know, too bad there's no rack and pinion in these. There'd be fucking room for days, but just showing guys. All right, so right now I'm working on wiring. I've already gotten ignition power. We already did the fuel lines. Intake manifold's already on. We're gonna be doing turbo lines right now, getting all that situated. It's kind of a mess for wiring. I don't know why I can't find start signal in this car. The way that I guess Mercedes puts it together, it's just different than what I remember last time, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I cut something off I wasn't supposed to, but we're gonna go ahead and have to get it off the lift. I can manually start it up here from my quick disconnect I made. We'll be able to get it up and running, and then basically once it gets on the floor, we're gonna figure out how we're gonna run the ECU in the car. His blower motor, it was up here, it does still work, so I'm assuming he's gonna probably want that. So I mean, who wouldn't wanna have a blower motor in their car? We're gonna have to find a different way to run the ECU through the firewall than we did last time. But overall, should be pretty quick and easy. A lot of wiring to have to go over and everything, but let's get it started. We're gonna put throttle body on, we're gonna get the radiator back in. We gotta put some washers in these so that's no longer loose. I gotta get a different belt because we went ahead and did the AC delete bracket down here. I don't know if you guys can see it, kind of hard to see, but yeah, there you go, right down there. A couple more things. So I'll update you guys in a little bit. We're trying to power through this, so let's go. One more thing I wanted to show as well is his map sensor was missing and it's just been hacked off. So woohoo, the car is not gonna run without having this on. So I gotta figure out how to wire that, or find a store harness, or just, I guess, just check the voltage for the wiring once it starts. He's also missing his igniter chip that's down here. So the car's not gonna start without that. And then obviously the TPS was missing as well. So just making a little verbal mental note on here to show the customer, so we can make sure also that we charge him for the stuff and don't forget about it. So yeah, let's go. Alrighty guys, so I'm about ready to test fire right now. I went ahead and wired up the map sensor, got the ECU on the pad right here on the fender real quick, because that's just gonna have to stay in the outside of the car for right now. And then got the igniter plugged in. We will go ahead and hook up the intercooler pipe right here just real quick, just before we start it. I'll have to wire alternator and fans and a whole bunch of other crazy later, but we still got a lot of work to do, so let's try to give her a crank. Also wanted to take a quick second as well. He was missing the igniter, so we went ahead and got him an igniter chip as well for a 2JZ, 1JZ, and he didn't have a TPS, so luckily I have a few older non-VVTi 1JZ ones I had here. That is a Toyota part number that you will want for that. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Alrighty guys, so I'm about ready to start. We got the serpentine belt on. You got everything kind of put together already. I got the ECU wired up. Everything's over here on the side. I'll show you really quick how it's all put together, and then we're gonna go ahead and test fire it. I'm pretty good at wiring these things up, so especially on the older style, like the SOAR ones. My first JZ that I ever had and did it in a car was in an SC, so kind of very familiar with all the harnesses, but I'm the most familiar with this one from the original one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this fired up right now for you guys. We're gonna dry crank it. It should just fire right up. So as you can see, I got all the wiring all kind of buttoned up over here real quick. I got the map sensor over here all wired up. We got the serpentine belt on. We got the alternator wire, got the fuel pump bridged in right here. Let me make sure this isn't ground out. Just move this out of the way real quick. Something to do fans, but we're just gonna let it fire up for like a real quick second. We've already primed it to get the turbo going. Comps are just so freaking nice, dude. All right, Kaden, go. I need to jump you because I don't know where the wire is for the ignition. So give me 1 second. Alrighty, starting 1, 2, 3. Alright. It's kind of a weird startup when it started up, but fired right the hell up. Can you test alternator real quick, Caden? So it's battery voltage in the alternator. Turbo spinning at idle at like freaking 400, 500 RPM. It's doing like that. So you know you got a real turbo and not some trying to eat shit. So yeah. So I just made up this quick little relay system for the Mercedes. And basically we're going to do dual 12-inch fans. I went ahead and put a 30-40 amp relay with a fusible insert in it, so we can go ahead and pull fans on and off if we ever needed to for diagnosis purposes or whatever. I've already wired everything up and already left leads on the system for alternator and for trigger. So pretty simple and easy for something like this. Usually we'll do ECU control, but this is a pretty low voltage system, so they're only 80 watts. So this can go ahead and go in the car now. So we've got a few final things going on with this thing. We're getting the throttle cable done. This is probably by far the worst part of doing this this build. The throttle cable is like a whole linkage in this thing, and it's a super crazy mess of custom fab and welding and needing all these other parts and jigging everything together underneath the dash that you don't fit underneath, and then having to tack it up, rip it all back out, and weld it all back together. Caden's like just, I don't know. He's in that. So we're gonna go ahead and finish this up, and then after we go ahead and finish this up, we're gonna start everything else up, make sure everything is functional, and then we'll be doing the exhaust work, and then hopefully cruising this thing around a little bit before we do all the aftermarket gauges that we'll do another video for retrofitting. So let's get it done and see if she moves. So exhaust and everything's all done right now. Caden's gonna go with Angel right now and go do a quick test drive of this thing. So we'll see how it goes. We'll get some video of that. We just finished the exhaust work on it. Sounds really, really good. Show you guys a better little view of that later on.
Like I can't. I just want to like go, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's fun.
Alrighty guys, test drive done. It was super cool today. Glad it all got finished. Let me show you one quick other little glimpse of this. I'll do a quick little B-roll to end this thing out. And appreciate you guys. Stay up with the rest of this video. We'll probably be cruising in this car on New Year's Day for our Throttle Orange New Year's cruise that we do every year. Super stoked on it. I hope the customer's gonna be super happy with it. The over came in up really good at the end of everything. So next time guys, peace. Thank you.